Y'all ready for another EB Sports Report video?
Like the legend of the Phoenix.
I could play that song all day if I wanted to, because I love that song so much. But I can't. Because y'all want to hear me talk and not see me dance. So, this week on the EB Sports Report, something that's been on my mind for the last 2 weeks has been how people have reacted to Derrick Rose and whether or not he should come back from his injury to play for the Bulls. Now, let me just preface this by saying that I'm normally against rushing people back because who are we to say what people can do with their bodies? I mean, they know their bodies better than any doctor would or anything like that. So who are we to pressure anybody? So with that said, I'm going to stick with that because honestly, who are we to say what Derrick Rose should be doing? I mean, Derrick Rose did tear his ACL and he did have to pretty much change his, realize he's got to change his game or get to where he feels 100% confident with it. Um, I don't really think there's, people should be rushing him to come back. I mean, he's practicing. It looks like he's fine in practice, but as we know, practice speed is different than game speed. And I kind of wonder how many of these fans have ever had a knee surgery. I never had a knee surgery, um, so I can't speak to recovery. It's not just the physical recovery, it's the mental recovery. You may be physically ready to do something, but to mentally say, I can do this again, yeah, that's a hard thing to cover. And with Derrick Rose, let's not forget how his game is. Derrick Rose's game is built on slashing, athleticism, getting to the basket, and just having more power and speed than maybe anybody we've seen at that position in a long time. And for him, people to say, well, just come back, be cool. Um, I don't think that's fair because he has to get comfortable with his game to be able to do it. Unless we forget, y'all remember what Amari Stoudemire looked like after he had reconstructive surgery. He came back in the postseason, played a couple games. He didn't look that well. Same token, let's not forget Gilbert Arenas. Came back too soon from his knee injury, ended up having reconstructive knee surgery, and he fell off fast. I mean, we're talking Bernard King fast. And not to diss Bernard King at all because he's a Hall of Famer and he's one of the most underrated players by this generation of fans now. But literally it was Bernard King was here for, 3 great seasons he had in the 80s, and then all of a sudden he just dropped off and then had that great 1991 season. Gilbert Arenas, same thing. Had those great seasons and then just came down. Tim Hardaway also said that when he came back from tearing up his knee, that it took him 11 months to get back mentally to be comfortable doing what he had to do, and he couldn't do a lot of stuff. He had to readjust his game. So for Derrick Rose, I mean, it's a mental thing for him. And who are we to say, hey, you need to get out here and play. Your team is out here struggling, not struggling, but guys are out here sick. Guys are out here giving their all. Joe Camino's playing on, plantar fasciitis in his foot and had a beast of a game in Game 7. You need to get out here and play. I don't think that's fair. I don't think Derrick, people should be forcing that to Derrick Rose to say, look, you need to play. Your team needs you. His team is doing just fine without him. As if we didn't just notice. They were 3-1 on the Nets. They went to Brooklyn and won Game 7 on their court. They beat Miami without him. They'll make it a good series. They're probably going to, lose in 5, but they'll make it a good series. Tom Thibodeau's not a punk, and neither is the team. But I think what this speaks to, honestly, is that something that I thought about for a while is that fans are pretty selfish. Fans want guys out because of their reasons. Hey, I want you out to help my team win. I want you out there because this is what a champion is supposed to do. If you got heart, you can do this. I want you out there. It's all about us. We want Derrick Rose out there because we like to see him play, and he thinks we should be out there playing. He shouldn't be teasing us, if you will, by his practices or teasing us by saying, well, I don't know, maybe I will. It's selfish on our parts. And honestly, sports fans are selfish, and I think once you accept that, you need to try to find a way to slowly get out of that mindset and think about the players. And if Derrick Rose doesn't feel he's ready to play, so what? His team's not really betting on him coming back. They're like, you know what? He's not here. We're going to go on and keep doing what we're going to do. They're more than just one person, as we saw right now. And that's good because when Derrick Rose was with the Bulls, one of the criticisms I heard was that it's Derrick Rose and everybody else. Guys who can't, do whatever they can without their leader. We saw that last year when they went out in the first round. But they're a better team now. So it's like, let's see what they can do, So get over yourselves, fans. It's okay to want Derrick Rose back, but let's not force the guy back to his own detriment. If he doesn't feel he's mentally ready, then don't force him back. I mean, what's the use? Not just for him, coming back on to prove himself to anything. He's proving himself. He's proving it to us. Oh, he's ready to play. We've seen guys come back from injuries way too soon, mentally weren't ready, and bad things happen. I think also, second thing, Adrian Peterson kind of has y'all thinking that ACL injuries, oh, you can just come back and work from it. RG3 might fool you guys when he comes back from his surgery in week 1, maybe. But Adrian Peterson's an anomaly. That was a rare thing to see. ACL injuries, microfracture surgeries, those are things that, mentally got to get over. And Derrick Rose has never been hurt before. So to say, well, Adrian Peterson did it, that's one guy. Name somebody else who came back from ACL surgery that fast and was that dominant right away. I mean, it takes time. And I don't blame Derrick Rose for waiting this time. So that's something that I think needs to happen. And we need to stop looking at Adrian Peterson and some of these guys coming back from injuries fast enough because it's still an ACL injury. ACL injuries are tough to get over. Third, and I will say this about Derrick Rose, what he needs to do. He needs to tell his brother to not talk to the press about when he should be coming back. The only people who should be saying when is Derrick Rose coming back are Derrick Rose and the Bulls, who can pretty much kill this by saying he's not coming back. And the Bulls are pretty much cool with it. But Derrick Rose, what I think he needs to do is, I think Derrick Rose maybe just needs to, he wants to not disappoint people. I think that's part of his personality, just from having seen him since he was in college. He doesn't want to disappoint people. He's got a lot of burden on his shoulders. Chicago kid playing for his hometown team. The hopes of a basketball city are on his shoulders, not to mention the other issues in Chicago that are probably weighing on him that he probably wants to help give people some hope and some life to. I would just say to Derrick Rose to just say, you know what? I don't think I'm going to be able to go. I'll see how I feel, but I don't think I'm going to be ready to go until next season. And I'm just going to keep practicing to try to get ready and support my team as best as I can. If he says that, cool. But I think he's so concerned about not letting people down. He wants to give, he doesn't want to say, no, I can't. I'm just going to try. Kind of like how we are when we don't want to let people down and say, I can't. If somebody invites us somewhere, oh, I can't make it. You say, well, I'm going to try to make it and see what I can do, But that's more just done because we don't want to be rude. We just want to say, hey, I'll try to make it, but we'll see what happens. I think Derrick Rose is trying to do that. And I think he just needs to just be definite and say, look, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. I'll wait till next year. I'm just going to support my team, practice hard, mentally get myself to a point where I think I can do the things that I can do, not just because you're going to rush me out here because, frankly, Derrick Rose doesn't play for us. He plays for the Chicago Bulls. And honestly, I don't care if the doctors cleared him or not. He knows his body. And so, to all the NBA fans out there who are trying to rush him to get back, who are going to call him soft, who are going to say, oh, look who came back early, like some silly picture I saw where they said, well, David Lee came back. Where are you at, Derrick Rose? One, it was a hip flexor. Two, David Lee played 1 minute. That's not exactly coming back. That's not exactly, oh, he looked out. Come on, folks. Think. So, that's my thoughts on this. I just got some lunch. I'm hungry. Enjoy some more of this Daft Punk, Pharrell, and Niles Rodgers. Peace. Nile Rodgers. Excuse me. Not Niles. Nah. Peace.
All ends with beginnings. What keeps the planet spinning? The force from the beginning.